My name is Justin Wade. I'm a junior political science major at SUNY Cortland.
I'm Tariq Hussain. I am a sophomore and I am a dual major in biochemistry and biomedical science.
I'm Monique Courage. I'm a sophomore and I'm running for SGA Vice President.
Hi, my name's Kira Lowenhar. I'm a speech and hearing sciences major here at Cortland. I'm a junior and I'm from Ithaca, New York.
Mike Braun, junior political science major.
You know, after a lot of thinking, I decided that the treasurer position was probably the position that best suited me. Not only me, but the position where I could best benefit the SGA as a whole and the student body as a whole as well. And one thing that's really important about the treasurer position is that you are really a gateway for clubs into the SGA in them accessing their funds. And I've always had some interest in eventually throwing my hat into the SGA ring, and now with next semester being the first semester of my senior year, you know, I figured now's the time to do it.
SGA treasurer. I've dealt with SGA quite a bit, and I feel like it needs a lot of fixing. It was a struggle dealing with them for the last 2 years, and I feel like they should be more available to clubs. And that's something they don't offer right now. Not to demean SGA now, because they play a critical role in student life. But I feel like they should be more involved. You know, help clubs get recognized, help them with events. I know several clubs that do events that benefit the community and also the Cortland campus. And I feel like they should help out with that, you know, fund them, you know, because it makes this campus look like gold.
Vice President. Vice President, I think, is really just supporting the president. Usually the president makes like the big, huge changing decisions like on campus. The vice president helps them in the office with being efficient, and they also work with the senators. The SGA senators, they help them have responsibilities and plan events and go visit clubs and really just keeping everything organized.
I'm currently running for the Student Government Association Vice President. So what the Vice President does is they are kind of the person that works closely with the clubs and senators. So we have a variety of different senators. They're required to go to club meetings just to make sure all the clubs are like doing things correctly, they're running their meetings correctly. The Vice President also hosts or runs Senate, which is where one representative from every single club is required to go bi-weekly, just to make sure that they have everything up to date and they know what's in the loop with SGA.
I'm running to be the next student government president. I wanted to run for this position just to know that I want to collaborate this university. I do everything that I could to make sure that I'm personable to every student on this campus, and I feel that I could use these type of characteristics to benefit the entire campus community. And I also do feel that every person on this campus has a voice because they pay tuition to go here. And that voice deserves to be protected. And I want to be that guy that they trust to protect that voice.
First off, I've been president of the Political Science Association for some time now. I started that, I believe it was fall of 2014, so the beginning of my sophomore semester. In my time as president, I've worked alongside SGA quite a bit, where a lot of the other candidates do have experience in the SGA. I do not. However, as I said, in my time as the president of the Political Science Association, I've planned, budgeted, and executed 2 trips now to Washington, D.C. for a weekend for the club, and that includes a dozen PSA members, Political Science Association, and myself. It's a multi-$1,000 trip that I have to budget. Just generally, I'm very good with numbers, I'm good with finances, but overall, I'm a trustworthy and responsible person.
I do not. I have just dealt with SGA for last 2 years, being vice president my freshman year and president of chemistry club. And the position has a lot more to it, and I'm not going to underestimate it, but I believe I can fulfill the job.
I have a lot of experience. It's what I did as soon as I came here. When I was a freshman, I actually was a senator. And then this past fall semester, I was SGA secretary. And then this current semester, I was promoted to the executive assistant to the president.
I've been on student government for the past 3 years. The first year I was a senator. Last year I was the executive assistant to the president, and this year I'm currently the executive assistant to the vice president. Also the student council president of my high school, so I've kind of been in a leadership role throughout my whole past couple years. I'm also a tour guide on campus, which I feel like is kind of a leadership role because as like the students come, they're the new prospective students, they're the first people we see. So it's kind of our duty to make sure that they love the campus and that they know everything about it.
Well, I got an SGA this last year. I was a parliamentarian and I loved it. And being involved with Greek life, I am a brother and former president of Delta Chi. I really was limited to the type of things and the people that I got to really see because there are so many different types of people on this campus. So through high school, I went to a high school that was 7th through 12th grade. And I went into high school not knowing anybody. I was a minority of my high school as well. So actually, I was the student government president by my senior year in high school. So knowing that, that automatically put me in the experience of how much SGA could do for each student that goes to their school. So coming into college, I automatically decided to go Greek life. Right after I was initiated, I automatically was the head of recruitment. And then that next semester, my sophomore year, I became the president. I was president for a year. And then this semester, I was elected to be the president of the Interfraternity Council, which is a student-ran organization that brings together all fraternities on this campus. And what we're currently doing is making sure that we continue to collaborate through all fraternities because we know that we all have a purpose, and our purpose really is brotherhood. And it's not only brotherhood in that organization, it's really brotherhood from the entire campus and the entire fraternal community.
As treasurer myself, most important thing to me is building a strong and transparent relationship with these student clubs on campus. Now, with my time as being a student leader and running a club on campus, there were times where I was frustrated. There was times where I felt that there were unwritten rules of the SGA or there were rules that were not thoroughly explained to you. So coming into this, I want to preach fairness, obviously, for all clubs, but I want to be there for these clubs on campus, and I want them to know that this is going to be a transparent SGA. This is going to be a transparent budget. This is going to be transparent. There's going to be transparency in how we operate our money, how we finance, and how we regulate how they use it. And I want to make it easier for them to do things.
Like I said before, I want to help clubs. I want to be more involved. Clubs being recognized, it was such a pain, getting my club recognized. Chem Club wasn't recognized when I got here as a freshman. It was a pain, dealing with all the paperwork, dealing with SGA in general, and that's something I want to help out with. Clubs have great events, it provides opportunities to students. I feel like we should make it easier. When I walk into SGA, you see all this paperwork. It's like looking at a different alphabet. I feel like SGA, instead of handing them a packet saying here you go, I feel like they should be there for them, explain the packets, because I felt like the packet they gave me that explained all the paperwork wasn't enough. Every campus has its fair share of problems, but that's something the students would want to tell me. If that's something they want to take up with me, and I'll be more than happy to help.
The main thing I really want to focus on is inclusivity and diversity. It's something that's not super commonly talked about on campus because it makes people feel sometimes uncomfortable. Like if you're talking about diversity, people will think that they're being offensive to any race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, all that. And that's not, and I'm really just trying to show people that's not true. Like if you're just talking about it, you're just talking about it. I want to bring more people to safe zone trainings. I want to bring more people to Title IX trainings. Have a video posted like the first day of every single class, just so people can understand that these things aren't negative. I also want to form an ethics committee where we just talk about ways we can just make people feel more comfortable with who they are, what they want to do with their lives.
I would say two of the most prominent issues on campus right now are diversity and rape and sexual assault and stuff like that. I think we all know about Title IX. We've had to attend many of those trainings. I mean, you see a lot of, I don't know if you know Noelle Chaddock. She is our diversity council chief. She works very closely with us. We've attended various diversity programs. So I would say those are two of the things that I would really want to focus on because I know that is close to a lot of people's hearts. It's very near and dear to them. But I also, if I am elected, I want to work really closely to make sure that we can host many events that are campus-wide, not just that appeal to the clubs, because I know a lot of our events right now mainly are more directly related towards the clubs, like the club fair and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that the whole campus kind of knows who SGA is, because I feel like the whole campus doesn't know as much of student government as we do, or as the clubs do.
Well, across all campuses throughout the nation, there is a huge problem, especially with the males into our society, with the high number of sexual harassments that occurs on this campus. What this school needs, and I feel that is lacking, is a male advocate that stands there as a leader to make sure that they know that this type of culture is not right. They need somebody to stand there with the voice who has the potential to have, an effect on people, to make sure that they understand that, women need to be treated correctly. And that's not saying that sexual harassment only occur to women.
Right, yeah.
However, the percentages show that,
Yeah.
it's usually women who are victims. But that has to change, man. I do feel that diversity on this campus is something that we're moving forward towards. The amount of effort that, our Multicultural Life and Diversity Office puts into diversifying the campus and making sure that each person is respected in every way it's inspiring. But this needs to happen across campus. Like I said, when people come from different areas, they automatically are inclined to do the things that they were grown up to do, which kind of hurts us, because high schools around the nation don't necessarily practice diversity the ways that some universities, especially what Cortland does. And it's unfair to the universities, especially like SUNY Cortland, because we have people from all different types of aspects of communities and stuff like that. So they're bringing together people who aren't culturally educated in the aspects that they need to be in such a diverse community like SUNY Cortland is. So there needs to be some sort of unifying events, or right when you get there at orientation, just some things that could bring these students together and to break those stereotypes that have been destroying our nation. Also, transition to social media. That is something that I keep talking about the nation, but our entire nation is something that we have to take advantage of. The amount of social media that kids that are our age use, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we do get a lot of complaints about the amount of emails sent, and some events aren't as successful because they sent it out to emails and then instead of using the social media aspect.
Yeah.
So if we could think of ways that, say we have everyone in orientation automatically follow a certain social media, Instagram.
Yeah.
Every single one is mandatory to do that. And obviously it'll take about 4 years to have every single person follow that site. But if we just consistently put important events on social media that everyone follows, I feel that would be more successful and effective.
Why should you vote for me? I guess I can just recap. I may not bring in the SGA experience that other people have, I understand that. But this is a position that I'm very passionate about. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a very determined and ambitious person. I'm somebody that when he takes up a role of something like this, he puts his heart into it, and it's something I can really get behind. It's something I promise that I will work my tail off to do to the best of my abilities. I think, with the combination that we'd have with Mike, Kiara, and myself as leaders of the SGA, we would really make strides in bridging the gap between the student body and the SGA, and really having them come together and improving communication and showing that the SGA is not just a figurehead. We're people that are there for the student body. We're people that want to help, and we can help them help. We can help us help them by better in communication with them. So that's something that's really important to me. And our running slogan is "Your voice, your choice," and that's very true. It's the students that vote. Hopefully we can get good numbers out for the election. Vote for Justin Wade for SGA treasurer.
I feel you guys should vote for me is because I bring a lot of organization to the table. I've dealt with SGA for the last 2 years, as I said before, and I know I can fulfill the shoes of this job. It has a lot more to it, and I know that. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of energy, but I know I can do it, and I know I will not let this student body down.
Because I have a lot of experience in SGA, and I want to do a lot here on campus. I know I'm a sophomore, and some people might be thinking, oh, she has another year if she wants to, but that's not the reason why I'm doing this.
Right.
I was inspired by the let's talk about diversity, let's talk about culture climate, let's talk about the LGBTQIAP community. I was inspired by those conversations to run for vice president and to have people attend more of those. And I want to host a panel of students of color, students of LGBTQIAP. We have one already, but I want to bring more people open to that, like even just like straight allies, you know, just,
Yeah.
I want to, that's what I was inspired by, and that's why I really want to run for vice president.
Well, we already touched on the whole, I've been in SGA for 3 years,
Yeah.
so I kind of have
Yeah.
the expertise.
Yeah.
But I just think overall, I've been on this campus for 3 years now. I'm a tour guide, so I obviously love this campus. I love what I do. I love being here. So I just think that I have a great passion for student government. I think I have a great passion for this campus. I think I definitely want to see a lot of change. I know I'm the type of person that has a lot of ambition, and I'm a go-getter, and I want to make sure that I can do everything that I can to make the student government, the campus, SUNY Cortland, anything better than it's, like, leave it better than I've been here. So I really just think that I could be a great leader. I have great communication skills. I'm very organized. I work well with others. I'm very good at working in a team, and I think obviously being on an e-board of 9 people, you really have to be able to communicate and work with the team. So yeah, I just think I could bring a lot to the plate, and I think that I hope everyone votes for me.
You know, to wrap up, just to say why I should become the next student government president is because, you know, like I said before, I feel that each and every student on this campus deserves to have somebody leading their student body that they trust. And that is why we're running with Your Voice, Your Choice, because, you know, we want to be those people that protect that voice. It's unfortunate that the maximum amount of people that participate in a student government election is no more than 15%.
Yeah.
It's about 950 out of, 6,800 students that we have on this campus? That's about 15% of the school who's making that decision for those people to serve as the people who kind of make the decisions for the student body when it comes to dealing with the administration, dealing with the students, dealing with the faculty. And 15% is kind of upsetting, you know?
Very low, yeah.
So what I want to do is just make sure that a lot of people understand and know who are the people that are protecting that voice. But I want to be that guy.